What's up, guys? Purple Grizzly here, and I have another Black Ops commentary for you. Uh, as you can tell, I haven't made a video in about a week. I haven't felt like making a video. I haven't even felt like playing Xbox because I've been extremely sick, and you can probably still hear it in my voice. I'm getting better, but still feeling a little off. But I should be good soon. So this past week, I've been thinking about a time in my life where it's one of the most challenging things I've ever done physically and mentally. And I know you guys like stories, so I'm gonna tell you about this time. This took place in summer last year, June 2010, and some of my other commentaries I've told you guys that I attend a youth group and we do various activities, and we're all a good group of friends. And this was a backpacking trip, and I go backpacking multiple times during the summer, and it's just an awesome experience. If you guys haven't ever been backpacking, I recommend it. But this was my third time on this trip, and things were a little different this year because that winter it snowed a lot up in that area. This takes place in Northern California, on kind of near the border of Oregon, so it's pretty mountainy area. Take Marble Mountains region. If any of you guys are familiar with that, you live in California, I don't know. But what we normally do is we go on a backpacking trip. We go up for 3 days in the wilderness, up and camp alongside these mountains, and then we go river rafting. But this trip was a little different because it snowed so much. We had to change locations to where we normally would go and you know locate our camp area because it was all snowed in. And so we ended up doing rafting first, which is awesome. If you haven't been whitewater rafting, that's another thing I'd recommend. It's a dangerous thing, but it's a blast. And sorry. So the trip started out pretty well, but after our rafting session, uh, someone got really sick, like with a bug. The flu is it was a really nasty thing going around. Throwing up, constantly diarrhea, everything bad you can imagine, just fever, everything. And so they didn't go up, and the day that we were leaving our base camp, like we drive up to the area that we go to and stay at a friend's house of the person who runs the campus life group, and then we go into the mountains from there. And the day some of us got sick, my friend Pat got sick, I got sick, and one of the staff members, his name's Tom, got sick, and we all three of us caught the thing going around. So we stayed at the house an extra day, and it was just miserable. Like if anyone has the flu, it sucks. Um, and so we got well. We were trying to get well at least. Um, so we were trying to recover that day and then possibly head up after our group of people the following day up into the mountains. We normally go up to a place which is a 2.5 mile hike up a mountain, which is it's extremely steep, but it's not that long. It is long because it's all switchbacks. But what this time we had to relocate to a different campsite, which was actually the trail was 6.5 miles. No, 6 miles as the bird flies. So when a bird's flying, it doesn't matter if uphill or downhill. So that's as a bird flies, and it was all uphill the whole entire way there. It was hell. Um, why was it hell? Because I was still sick. Uh, Pat got better, but Tom was still feeling down. I was it just hit me hard that day. Um, so we were hoping that they're at the trail because some other people were feeling sick that they made a separate camp at the bottom of the trail so they wouldn't have to go up into the mountains. Drove all the way out there, about an hour drive, and then we found out that everyone went up into the mountains. I was like, oh crap. So I mean, I have horrible throwing up and horrible diarrhea. Like I'll eat a piece of beef jerky, it'll come out like pea soup. I'm sorry, I know that sounds gross, but that's just imagine that. So I was like, oh god. And then like the lead staff member Scott, who's I'm pretty good friends with him. He was my 8th grade teacher. Um, kind of I don't know. I think he maybe thought I was exaggerating a little bit or something, but he decided everyone needs to hike in, no exceptions. So that was kind of a bummer. So it literally took us, Tom and I, 5 hours to get up this 6 mile mountain, and it was terrible. It was terrible. It was just, it was probably one of the hardest physical things I've ever done in my life. But it just physically, like, I'm not a physically fit guy at all. I'm not in shape, but I do backpacking and stuff. I mean, I'm kind of glad I have the endurance to do things like that. But oh man. And then so I make it up there. I'm near. There were multiple times I almost literally passed out on the trail. I have no idea why I was made to hike the 6 miles with the flu up a mountain, which I still to this day I do not find it logically acceptable. But it was definitely a turning point in my life. I had to kind of reach within myself and grab this perseverance that I haven't used before. But so I make it up there. I'm passing out the whole time. I'm throwing up, and this is we literally climbed like 3,000 foot in elevation up this mountain. And so I'm up there, and then it's getting dinner time when we get there, and then I end up having to spend the night up there in freezing temperature. Like, it was so cold overnight that the grass was frozen solid, and it just sucked. But I was thinking a lot about this time during my past week of being pretty sick with a nasty cold and stuff, and just I don't know. I just it was an interesting time in my life, but I don't know if this is a story that I should be telling, but I just figured I'd share it with you guys. So it was freezing temperature, and overnight it was unbearable. And then I hiked out the next morning with some people, and that wasn't that hard because it was all downhill. But man, uh, climbing a 6 mile mountain with the flu is not a not recommended thing at all. And let alone, like, when you're in the wilderness, the most important thing you can have is water. And I wasn't drinking much water. I was dehydrated. I wasn't eating at all because I'd just throw it up. But hopefully you guys like this commentary. I'm going to leave a link in the description so you guys can follow me on Twitter if you have that. Peace out, guys.